Welcome everybody. We are delighted to welcome you to our virtual yet live Sixth Form Open Evening. I am very proud of the Sixth Form here at Talbot Heath School. This is my 11th year as head here, and I have to say our Sixth Form, I deem it to be really the jewel in our crown as a school. We are a through school from age 3 to 18, and actually the calibre of our Sixth Formers, the level of their achievements, how they are as young people are really a testament of what we do in terms of Talbot Heath and how successful we are at sort of launching young people skywards like rockets to go and undertake amazing and exciting lives and careers. So I've got some slides together. I'm going to talk live through them. Let's have a look at the first one. So wherever you want to be, we will get you there. And that's something that I put great store on. As a head teacher, some people ask me, where are your strengths as a school at Sixth Form? Where do people go? What do they do? And I just say to them, they do anything and everything, because whatever they want to do, they can do. And we have the talents, the skills, the knowledge to help them achieve their aims. And they're very broad. We've had astrophysicists, farmers, we've had actors, we've had biochemical engineers, doctors, medics, English students, poets, creative writers. You name it, whatever you want to do, wherever you want to be, we will get you there. And let's have a look. What is the secret to our success? Well, the next slide will tell us. Excellent teaching. Don't ever underestimate how important excellent teaching is. A facility may have a wonderful cafe or a superb car park, but if you do not have excellent teaching who can really teach us, who can teach to the top, then you will not be able to access those top grades. So the combination of excellent teaching with small class sizes. Our class sizes are more like university seminars. You get individual attention. And A-level classes and A-level subjects and courses are challenging, are demanding, particularly now the new A-levels that have come in. They are similar to the new GCSEs that you as upper fives are taking or as year 11s are taking, but they are challenging. So you need teachers who know their stuff, and you will have a great advantage if you are in a small class where you can have that individual attention, no matter what sort of question you have. And that translates into fantastic A-level results. So let's look at someone who's just received some fantastic A-level results. Here she is, and this was last year. We were all socially distanced in the summer. So this is the previous year, and she was absolutely delighted. That's Grace there, and I'm just as delighted in the background. I held back from giving him a huge hug, but she was thrilled to bits. And we are genuinely, we're all in it together here at TH, teachers and pupils. It's a team effort. We want you to get where you want to go with the grades you need to get, and we do it. So let's have a look at just how brilliantly they did. So our students, last year, summer 2020, 100% gained the university place of their choice. So that was a university that they had put down, and they were successful. And not only that, 97% of all our Sixth Formers last year gained a place at the university, their first choice place. How brilliant is that? I mean, statistically, if you looked at other Sixth Form colleges and said, do you get 100% into the university that they put down? Do you get 97% into their first choice university? I think you'd be really hard pressed to find a school with statistics like that. And we've got another fantastic statistic I want to show you. So the government advised schools not to publish data directly after the results were published, because there was a lot, as you're aware, there was a lot of controversy relating to how the grades were decided, and the government changed their minds. But they have said now that we are allowed to share our data. So 84% of all grades were A star to B, which is a phenomenal achievement. And if you look at that, really competitive universities will be in that percentage band. They'll be looking at perhaps A stars or A's or B's. And if you think that out of all the exams taken by all of our sixth formers, 84% were in the A star to B category, you can then see why that translates into that fantastic statistic of 100% uni of their choice and 97% first choice university. And let's have a look at the next one. 100% pass rate, and that was for 2019 and 2020. 100% pass rate here. How fantastic is that? So that combination of really superb teaching with small class sizes and a team effort working collaboratively gets that level of success, which then opens the door to whatever career you may wish to pursue. Now, let's have a look at some happy pupils. There they are, pre-COVID, lots of hugging, but you can see there is real joy. And I'm very proud of the fact that at Talbot Heath, the pupils genuinely care for one another and they celebrate their achievements. And similarly, the staff, we're really emotional. We've all got the tissues out, tears of joy on those results days, because we are absolutely thrilled. As I said, the A levels, when they come out, they are the springboard, and it could be to an apprenticeship, it could be to a university course, it could be to a career as a professional sports person or actor, but they are a springboard, and we help our young people access and fulfill their dreams. But what else do we offer? Well, what we offer in terms of curriculum is unique, it's groundbreaking. No other school offers it. And what are we focusing upon? We're looking at preparedness for the future, because exam results are important. They will act as one element in terms of opening doors for the future. However, people will tell you, employers and your parents as well, many of whom are sort of employers themselves, they are looking for young people who are prepared for the future. What does that mean? Well, let's have a look at the skill set. So this is what I identified. I listened to what the CBI, the industrial experts had to say. What do they want young people to demonstrate when they enter the workplace? So we're looking beyond A level when we prepare you at sixth form. We're thinking, actually, what are you going to offer when you walk through that door with that CV in your hand and you have an interview and they put you in terms of into a task situation and you have to think on your feet? Well, they want you to be creative, able to problem solve, digitally proficient. You've got to be adaptable, work collaboratively, and yet independently. And you will have to think across disciplines. You can't just stay in your box anymore. You will have to take risks, not be afraid of a challenge, and just meet the future head on. And if you can do that, and this is what we aim to do at Talbot Heath in terms of preparation, then actually employers are going to really want you, and universities will want you, because you'll have a good work ethic, you'll be self-disciplined, you'll be motivated. Now, how do we do this? How do we have a broad curriculum? Let's have a look and see what we offer. So you will have your usual lessons and your subject choices for A level, but in addition, we will be incorporating elements of coding, design thinking, material science, robotics, electronics, project management, computer animation. You will have opportunities to really gain a foundation and an understanding in all of these fields alongside, because we offer enrichment sessions. So our sixth formers, you're going out with that sort of real skill set that will put you at an advantage, both at university and in terms of future employment and lives and careers. Now, what are we also doing that is unique? We are working partnerships with universities, so BU, AUB, Southampton, but also employers. We are working with companies at the highest level, so it could be finance, it could be law, it could be design, app building. We're doing all of these things, so it won't just be your teachers who deliver content to you. You will have opportunities to have lectures, to get involved, to have hands-on workshop sessions with people coming in, because I think actually having that input from people really at the cutting edge in their fields will be a great advantage. Teachers are incredibly knowledgeable and have huge vast of knowledge in their brains. But people who are day in, day out working in engineering, in robotics and computing, in art, in music and drama, when they come in and talk to you, if it's a Gecko workshop, for example, for our theatre studies students, they have that real first-hand professional knowledge, and we want you to experience that as well. Now, where will you be based predominantly? Let's have a look. So we built our new STEAM hub, and sixth formers have sort of free reign here. You can roam freely. We're very hopeful that next September, this will be your world and be your base. And it's got wonderful facilities. So we designed it deliberately that actually it's got that uni vibe, if you look at it here. So we want it to be that stepping stone to university. So you've been in a school environment before, you've had locker areas, you've had form rooms. Now for your sixth form, you'll have a space which is a learning environment that really reflects universities and high-tech companies. So sixth formers, you have special privileges in terms of the pool. You have dedicated sessions that are just for you. You can have the fitness suite just for sixth formers, the pool just for sixth formers, only sixth formers allowed to sit and use all the areas and the breakout spaces in the hub any time of the day. And most importantly, they're allowed to use the cafe any time of the day. So you can use it as a zone for study areas. You get first priority in terms of hot chocolates and pastries before school, after school, break time, lunchtime. So you can choose where you want to work. You've got common rooms, you've got areas, you've even got cubes. Here is a sixth former just chilling out, relaxing, working, but it's far more flexible. It's far less rigid than you have currently. And yet you're still within the Talbot Heath structure, and you've got all of that support and network around you. What else are we very proud of? Well, we have a really strong sense of social conscience. And if you are currently a Talbot Heath pupil, you will know that. You will know the speakers that we've had, Eddie Izzard, Stuart McPherson. These are people who want to transform the world for the better. And I think that's very important, that yes, you're taught and you learn, and yes, it's about A-levels, but actually being a Talbot Heath pupil is far, far broader than that. It's about being the change you want to see in the world. And I'm very, very passionate about these causes and the fact that I want young people to go out with a really strong social conscience and be a force for good. And we do that here. So let's have a look at the next picture. We slept out in cardboard boxes for shelter. We knitted for the homeless. We did a beach clean. We went over to Rwanda. We supported. We did a big expedition to Cambodia, where our pupils built wells and helped build schools. Our sixth formers are phenomenal. That's what they do. They care, and they do very well in their studies. But actually, they're really well-rounded people who've got oomph about them, a bit of vavavoom. And they are the head of the community. We want you to develop leadership, independence, and self-esteem. That's really important to me. Our sixth formers are fantastic ambassadors. And 3-year-olds will see you as sort of superhuman beings. They'll look up to you and think, wow, I want to be a sixth former too. So if you come to our sixth form and you feel actually this is the right thing for you, you will be going places. I always think about Dr. Seuss and the Cat in the Hat, and they say, boy, you will move mountains. Well, girl, if you come to Talbot Heath, you will move mountains. Right, I'm going to hand over live now to one of our pupils who is motivated, exciting, doing tremendous things. Are you there, Emily? So Emily is there as one of our head girls.
Hello, good evening everyone. My name is Emily and I'm one of the head girls at Talbot Heath. Talbot Heath has completely changed my life. I can honestly say the last 4.5 years have been the happiest of my life. Talbot Heath has enabled me to explore many different subjects and to finally find my true passion. However, most importantly, it's where my love for drama blossomed. At the moment, I study English, Classics and Drama at A-level, and I'm hopefully going on to study Classical Studies and Drama at university. When I arrived at the school, I was lacking in confidence and pitifully shy. However, this school has encouraged me to be bold, open up, and follow a passion I never thought possible. I used to feel so anxious almost every day going into my old school. However, at Talbot Heath, my passion for learning has flourished. After joining in Year 9, I definitely know what it's like to be the new kid. However, this school is renowned for being able to make everyone feel as welcome as possible. I remember after my first week at Talbot Heath, I felt like I'd been here my whole life. So my message as a head girl would be to prospective pupils that at Talbot Heath, anything is possible. It unlocked my passion for drama, which is the biggest part of my life. I truly believe that everybody has a talent, and Talbot Heath is a school that gives every pupil an opportunity to find their passion and that you can truly think big. And now I'm going to hand over to our head of Sixth Form, Madam Klemz.
Good evening, everyone, and welcome to our Sixth Form Open Evening. Thank you for coming, and I hope that so far you found the information useful. If you miss anything, you will be finding all the answers in our brochure, and there will be opportunities for questions later. Now, we find ourselves in challenging circumstances. They might even become our new normal. But one of the things we pride ourselves on here at Talbot Heath is the fact that our pupils are on track, and that as a school, we are extremely well equipped to deal with remote teaching and learning. For example, during lockdown, the school seamlessly switched to this method, and no pupil was disadvantaged. As Mrs. Holloway said, every Talbot Heath girl left and went to their chosen university. Our results are consistently the best in the area of any school. Now, how do we achieve this? It doesn't just happen. Pupils are part of a very small tutor group, and they have skilled tutors with a wealth of experience working with a sixth form. We aim to support our pupils academically and pastorally in order to ensure they become happy, confident and successful learners. They receive extensive support with their UCAS applications, which start at the end of Year 12, the writing of their personal statements and their EPQ projects, if they choose to do one. We offer many opportunities to enrich these personal statements. For example, students can choose to be part of our very active sixth form committee, which meets every week and organizes events, supports functions, and finds many ways to support local charities, such as Shelter, the Women's Refuge, and Autism Wessex. We also have a sixth form Rwanda committee, which looks at the impact of charity work globally and is involved heavily in supporting a village in Rwanda. The committee organizes the smooth running of a sponsorship scheme where the children from this village have sponsors from the TH community. As a result, they enjoy the basic luxury of having something to eat each day. So our pupils genuinely want to make a difference and to impact the future with empathy and with positivity. Opportunities for leadership abound. During the second term of the Low Six, pupils can apply for a position on the head girl and prefect team. Departments need prefects. Committees all need chairs, vice chairs, treasurers, secretaries. The head girls and deputy head girls are given enormous responsibility, and much is expected of them in terms of leadership. So our vision is to prepare our pupils to be successful citizens, to have a voice, and to be prepared for this rapidly changing world. You will perhaps know that 60% of the jobs our children will do have not even been created yet. Therefore, in order to help to prepare our learners for this unique pace, we have a current thought-provoking PSHE program. We have a wealth of outside speakers who deliver challenging talks. In terms of being aware of every available further education course, the school has access to a platform called Unifrog, which is the most informative and useful tool I have come across to help pupils choose the right higher education path. We have very high expectations here of our pupils. We aim to prepare them for the world of work and therefore expect our pupils to adhere to the following. Respect the dress code and be outstanding role models for the rest of the school. Respect the right of others to work and foster an environment which is conducive to learning. Adopt an independent and determined attitude, as resilience and grit are often more successful than talent alone. The expectation is for our pupils to get involved and not be passive learners, to choose to be part of all these amazing opportunities. And at the end of these 2 years with us here in the sixth form, our pupils are well prepared to start their higher education journey. The vast majority go to a Russell Group University. These are a group of the top 24 universities in the country. Some of our pupils decide that they would prefer to embark on an apprenticeship. And a handful choose to have a gap year or a deferred entry to higher education. But whatever path they choose, our pupils always enjoy coming back to see us, to share their news, and they pride themselves in what they have achieved. And now I'm going to hand over to our head girl, Fran, and deputy head girl, Lydia, and they're going to tell you firsthand about their Talbot Heath journey.
Thank you very much, Madam Klemz. Good evening, everyone. I'm Fran, and I'm one of the head girls, and I'm here tonight to tell you about my experience at Talbot Heath. I've been a member of the school since 2006, when I embarked on my first day of kindergarten in 2006. Little did I know at the age of 3 what amazing opportunities would be coming my way. Throughout my time here, it's been heartwarming to see this community flourish ever more each year, with the oncoming flow of new pupils, staff, subjects, and buildings. Each October, I have felt thoroughly proud touring prospective parents around our fantastic grounds and facilities, as being able to represent such an outstanding institution is a true honour. Ever since my start, I've been involved in as many aspects of Talbot Heath life as possible. For example, I started the STEM Society in Year 8, in which I've programmed a remote control 4x4 and designed food production methods for lower income countries. As naturally quite a competitive person, I got involved with sport at TH as soon as I could, whether that be in swimming, hockey, volleyball, lacrosse, or tennis. Fundamentally, school sport is what inspired me to take up clubs in my own time, specifically the encouragement and sense of accomplishment from working in such a positive team environment. I also travelled for 4 weeks on a voluntary expedition to Cambodia through Klemz International, where I learnt to construct wells, school paths, and farms for local villages. Joining TH Sixth Form allowed me to partake in the Young Enterprise Company programme, where my company Boutique and I made a profit of over £500. Even though I hadn't taken business GCSE or economics A-level, I was still encouraged to take part, and I'm so glad I did. This ethos of every opportunity is your opportunity is what I think makes TH stand out. This school has given me the platform to be the greatest possible version of myself, and I hope you take some of what I've said tonight into account when considering your next steps. Thank you. I'm going to Lydia.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Lydia, and I'm one of the deputy head girls here at Talbot Heath. When I think of my time here at Talbot Heath, I struggle to find fitting words that are able to describe how much this school has shaped my life and upbringing. Talbot Heath has always been more than a school to me. It has provided more than just an education. It has given me the most amazing memories and friends that will be by my side for the rest of my life. Throughout my school career here at Talbot Heath, I have been supported in every aspect of school life. After completing my GCSEs, I went on to study economics, history, and psychology at A-level, and have been blessed with amazing departments that have helped me with my subjects at any time of uncertainty. Although your daughter's education will be of the highest importance to Talbot Heath, she will also be provided with outstanding pastoral care. Personally, the pastoral care at Talbot Heath has been self-defining for me as I've grown into the young lady I am today. Pastoral care is not something you can only find in Miss Stone's office or in the comfort of a cup of tea with the nurses, but can be found in every classroom of the school. This is a trait I believe cannot be developed by A-star results or endless sporting achievements, but something that is taught and nurtured within day-to-day life. I hope my experience has given you an insight to life here at Talbot Heath, and I truly believe school here is unmatched, and I hope your daughter is given the same opportunity. Back to you, Mrs. Holloway.
Thank you very much. Wonderful ambassadors there for the school. So in terms of what we offer, are we unique? Yes, we are. And I will say that loud and proud. Are we different to other schools? Absolutely. And we've tried to give you a flavour of how we are and why that would put you at such an advantage going forward. Now, in a moment, you will have the opportunity to speak to subject leads about their A-level courses. And it's very important that as prospective sixth formers, you take this opportunity to speak with the staff and find out exactly what constitutes the A-level course for their area. And I'm warning you now, pupils, all the subjects will want you to do their A-level. And don't feel bad or guilty or emotionally blackmailed. And if they've got sweets, actually they can't because you're virtual. So they won't be able to bribe you with sweets. But they will all want you to sign up tonight to do their subject. It's perfectly fine to say that you're going to do them all and then change your mind when you actually have to fill in your form. So tonight is an opportunity for you to chat to everybody and find out what is it that makes that subject so distinctive. And now parents, close your ears because I'm going to talk to the pupils now. Do not do the subjects that your parents think you should do, but you don't enjoy. Just because your father might be an astrophysicist and your mother an accountant does not mean that you have to become an astrophysicist or an accountant. The most important thing is that you choose the subjects that you enjoy. Not what looks good on paper and think, well, I don't really enjoy that, but it might look better. You've got to do the subjects you enjoy. If you do the subjects you enjoy, then you will shine, you will do well, you will get fantastic grades, and you will get on and do really amazing things. I started off choosing physics, maths, geography, and music. I ended up doing German, Italian, and English as my A-level choices. I just couldn't decide. And we have people who say, well, theatre studies, biology, and classics, is that a weird combination? If those are your real loves, then do them, because they will get you the grades and they will act as the stepping stone. And you don't know. If you are sitting there thinking, I have no idea what I want to do at A-level, well, don't worry. Most people don't know when they're 16. They might have an idea. We allow you to start with 4, and then you can continue with 4 or cut down to 3. And don't listen, Mr. Gibson, but you can change your mind in the next few months. You can change your mind. And then don't listen, Mr. Craddock, but Mr. Craddock actually builds the timetable around your choices so that actually, if you come back and say, do you know, I'm now into my GCSE course, and around March time or February time, I'm really loving this subject and I really want to do it for A-level. I didn't think I would, but now I do. We build the timetables around your choices. So there is flexibility. You can have a wobble. You can completely change your mind. It is your prerogative, students. It is your prerogative. It is your career. It is your lives. But hopefully tonight you will get a real flavour as to what we offer you. Mrs. Wills is going to send out letters after this event talking about scholarships and how to apply. We'll also send a little video clip and a recording of this as well, so that in case you want to go over any points again, you can. And any other queries, although we're only here virtually tonight, we are here all the time between now and September. So have a fantastic evening, everybody, and enjoy talking to the subject leads. Bye.
Alex, I wanted to ask you a bit about pastoral care at the school, because again, it's something that Talbot Heath is very well known for in terms of being very nurturing and, you know, looking after the girls' well-being and pastoral care. What sort of, I mean, how is that taught at the school?
Well, we see it as, we care about the whole student. Obviously, academically, we want them to do really well. Learning about string theory and the philosophers is great, but it's only going to get you so far in life if you're not willing to care for yourself and know what the warning signs are about your own mental and physical health. And so we take it quite seriously. Through lessons, we deliver PSHCE to Key Stage 3. It's delivered at Key Stage 4 through external speakers coming in. And there's always a point where a teacher is going to be willing to talk to students about coping mechanisms, strategies, that kind of thing. You also have the tutors who do a great job. They know the girls so well. They're the first port of call. The deputy head, whose door is always open, and she has sofas covered in teddies just for you to cuddle. Staff and students, if you've had a bad day, it's great. And so there is always, yes, the formal lessons, but everything we do is kind of underpinned by this awareness that, you know, being a teenager is hard and growing up is hard, and we're on their team. and we're willing to kind of support them through the difficult stuff that they're going to be facing.
Well, that's great to hear. No, it really is. And Ellie, I also wanted to ask you about remote education. Again, I've heard very good things about Talbot Heath in terms of how it managed during lockdown in sort of actually covering the whole curriculum and the timetable.
Yes, our girls are incredibly lucky. So at the end of March, Mrs. Holloway made the decision to move to remote learning, and we were all given training before the fact. So we were introduced to new apps. Every student has an iPad, which means we know exactly what technological capabilities every student has, and every staff has the same. So we know which apps they can access. We used a whole host of apps. I set up my own YouTube channel, something I'd never done before.
So did I. It was amazing. Sensations.
I had 21 subscribers by the end of lockdown. I was very proud of myself. But things like that. So, you know, you had a really interactive, dynamic lesson. So students kept to their same timetable. So they would wake up and at 9 a.m. they'd have maths, followed by 10 p.m. they'd have, 10 p.m. Didn't do that on the day. 10 a.m. they did physics, and so on and so forth. And every lesson their teacher was available. So they were constantly in contact with us. They were able to Zoom us, to have face-to-face chats. We were on an app called Google Classroom. So really brilliant support. I checked in with my tutor group all the time. It was like they were in school. Yeah. They had every possibility opened up to them.
And how did the girls respond to it? I mean, what sort of feedback have you had about what they thought of it?
You know, they actually responded incredibly well. I thought, teenagers at home, none of them seemed to be in their pyjamas. They all seemed to be up. No, they were brilliant. They were really interacted well. And even now, when you've got students who are quarantining, we're sending out that remote working and they're still in contact. You know, oh, miss, could you possibly explain this? And, oh, I'm not 100% sure on question 3 on that one. Could you go through it again? And, you know, they then contribute to each other. So it wasn't just us answering. I was able to kind of see an overview, but actually it was students saying, well, I did this. Here, have a photo of this. And, oh, I've sent you a photo over on AirDrop and you can have a look on that. And it's brilliant.
And the skills they pick up from that as well, not just in the educational world, but in order to help them kind of manage workloads and get used to time management when you don't have the structure of the bells going off and things like that. I think that's invaluable too for the exams and the revision.
I think their initiative and their independence has just increased tenfold. They've been absolutely brilliant. I'm really seeing that as they've come back, actually. Yeah. They are mature, brilliant students who have lost no time in their education. They have continued exactly on time, whilst being able to gain skills as opposed to lose them.
That's fantastic to hear that. And also, I mean, just finally, I wanted to ask you, I mean, so will you incorporate some of that online learning into, you know, the curriculum?
Absolutely.
Yeah. My Google Classroom is roaring.
Yes, absolutely. Every lesson. I Zoomed a student today, in fact, at home, so that the class could revise and I could Zoom her because she was at home to say, how are you getting on? Can I go through anything with you? So it seems silly to lose those skills that we've all gained. Yeah, so absolutely incorporate as much as we possibly can.
Andrew, I understand you've taught at Talbot Heath for a number of years. Yeah. I just wondered if you could tell me what you think the best things about the school are and what it does really well.
The girls are always willing to try and extend their imaginations and things. Teaching here is about creating a kind of climate of confidence so that the girls are prepared to be ambitious and adventurous in everything they do, that they're willing to try out new ideas, they're willing to express their imaginations, their creativity and everything that goes with that. So that, as Leah says towards the end of that play, nothing will come of nothing. And we want something to come of the girls. And the best way towards that is to get them to take chances, to be adventurous, ambitious, and not to see any limits. And that, I hope, is one thing that we do well here, and that's what we try to do as a staff, but certainly and particularly in the English department.
Well, I was just going to add to what Andrew said, that I think something which is so lovely about the girls here is they're all comfortable in their own skin. So I think that however good they feel at something or however much they struggle with something, within all our subjects, something that we all focus on is them all finding a niche and something that they can all excel at. So within my department, within classics, we have 3 different subjects which we teach: Latin, Greek, classical civilization. And there really is something for everyone, whatever your strengths or weaknesses within any of those subjects. Definitely, yeah.
It's about encouragement. That's how you do it. You let them speak, you give them a chance to express their views, you never close their views down.
Yeah.
And if we establish that from the early years, which we do, then as they get older, they become more familiar with that pattern of doing things, and they take more chances.
And it's just what they do, they're just so used to it.
Yeah, I think so. I'd like to think so anyway.
They're not fearful about taking chances and going the extra mile, because they know it will be met with positivity and encouragement. They won't be cast down, and I think that's apparent in all of them.
I wondered if I can ask all three of you, what do you think the benefits of being at an all-girls school are?
But certainly for the girls is the focus from my part, the fact that they don't have anything else to worry about, but just get engrossed in all the lessons. And certainly in languages, I've never heard so much noise coming out of my classroom in a good way, in terms of no inhibitions.
So do you think girls are sort of feel happier to volunteer for things and put their hand up without feeling sort of embarrassed?
Singing, for example, would never happen when there were boys and girls.
From a maths point of view, I think there's a slight tendency to, if you're good at maths, that you can be a bit swotty, whereas actually in our school it's all girls, they all want to do really well, and they actually all love maths, and they all really strive to do their best in maths, and I don't think that would happen in co-ed schools.
And in terms of the benefits of being at an all-girls school, I mean, do the girls talk about that? Do they say they prefer it? I mean, or do they have any views on it?
They are very open about it, and I think for them, the girls that I've taught in PE and sport, they just love that. There's no barrier in that that there perhaps would be in a mixed school. Certainly in terms of sport, that they have that. That there is no barrier to them and what sports they can and can't do. So there is no distraction, and they talk about that a lot, and they love that opportunity that we give them.
They like the fact that there's no pressure. That's what they call it when we talk about it.
I've also been told, and I've actually seen it for myself, that Talbot Heath is incredibly good at developing girls' self-confidence and also getting them to think big, which I know is one of the logos of the school. I mean, is that something that you see as a really crucial part of the school?
Huge.
Yeah.
Huge.
They certainly have a voice.
Yeah.
They can put forward any ideas they have, and we're very lucky that Mrs. Holloway is very open. And we'll always, encourage.
Yeah, there's definitely that open-mindedness to want to try different sports and break the stereotype as well as to what is expected in terms of sports and what they can be good at and have a go at. And we certainly take that on board in our PE and sport curriculum.
But you have to be sporty to come here. I mean, some parents might wonder if their child isn't so sporty. No. Is there something for everybody?
There is something for everybody, and really worked hard on the curriculum with the PE lessons that we have. There is something for everyone. If you look at the field this afternoon, we were doing with lower fives, that's year 10, we were doing golf games, we had some fitness going on, and we had some yoga and Pilates, and they rotate around those options. So it really is not just depth, but we focus on breadth, so there is something for everybody. It's really about that lifelong learning as well, which we want girls to go from here into their adult life having that love for just keeping healthy, and that well-being is just as important to us.
Whether it is sport or whether it's they're doing the school play, or they're there's so many from a maths point of view, we do something called the Maths Challenge. We have incredible success with that, and that's not not extracurricular particularly, but we've had some fantastic results with that. So I think it's kind of it's that love of learning that our girls have, and I think that's where the Think Big ties in really lovely, because things that they think they're not so good at, we just try and make them believe that they can do it, and they really do, don't they? They really do believe that. So even those ones that aren't so good at maths, then come on, I believe in you, and then they believe in them, and then we've got success. It's fantastic.
I was also going to ask you quite a difficult question in terms of, what do the three of you think is the best thing about a Talbot Heath education?
They look after the girls. I think they understand the girls, and it's that ability that staff have to be able to see what it is that girl has to offer. And I'm speaking not just as a member of staff, but as a parent whose daughter was very average, but the staff brought out the very, very best in her. Really did.
Would you two agree with that? That bringing out the best in
100%.
girls?
I mean, I think because there's so much to offer, we can look at every individual bit of what they bring, and because we're a smaller school, because we've got smaller classes, you can give individual attention, which you couldn't give necessarily in bigger settings. So they have all of those opportunities, and we can go, well, okay, we've seen that you've got potential here, so we'll nurture that a little bit more. We'll see if we can push that a little bit further. And I think all of us see that, you know, every member of staff sees that. It's not just in the arts, it's everywhere. I think, as Mr. Jewell was saying, you know, it's just about finding those things that the children love and being able to bring those things out in what they're doing.
Yes.
And that, I think that's really important.
It does come across that the teachers know the pupils really, really well, and so you can nurture whatever it is that you're wanting to bring out.
It's a safe environment so that girls feel they have freedom and feel confident enough to ask questions, to have inquiring minds and to be confident. And it's a very supportive environment as well. The girls are very supportive of each other within lessons. Yeah. So in our practical subjects, they support, there's no sniggering at people having a go or people doing solos or things like that. They're really supportive of each other, and that creates a lovely nurturing learning environment.
Deborah, I wanted to ask you, we're sitting in the STEAM hub, so presumably, that must be the amazing new STEAM hub, presumably that's enthused girls in terms of science and maths.
It's actually incredible. I don't know about you, but we're all so proud. We're all so proud of this facility. But this isn't just about the STEAM. Because it's STEAM, you've got a fantastic drama studio, amazing, science opportunities, virtual learning opportunities. There's kind of anything we can, some of our cross-curricular days that they've performed here, where we're taking technology across any subject and can just create the most amazing things. So I think it really has enthused. I think we're all really proud of it, and it does give us a huge edge, I think, as a school.
And I was also going to ask you, Anne, about the sixth form. I'm always very impressed by the variety of things that they go off to do. Can you give a sort of 2 or 3 examples of things that they might go and do?
It can go from looking after the forest to marine biology or being a doctor in Lyon in France, So, yes, we have a huge variety. A lot of our pupils go off to, top universities. They achieve their first choices, and then they go on to very exciting things. Yes.
And how would you describe the school's ethos to people who perhaps don't know the school so well?
Stimulating, encouraging, and about education in the true sense. Educare, the Latin verb, it means to lead out.
To lead out. So really, to get the best out of every single pupil, whatever their strengths or weaknesses, you literally can find something that everyone is going to excel at. And I think certainly by the time they get to the end of GCSEs, the end of sixth form, all of them shine in some area.
And I know that Talbot Heath is very well known for its excellent academic results. How do you achieve such great results?
Fantastic teachers,
yeah.
obviously.
But more or less by encouraging them to express themselves. What the kind of things we've talked about already underpin everything. Obviously, we know our texts and our stuff, in inverted commas, as teachers. But it's about encouraging the girls to think for themselves. I like to do these days, always on Animal Farm and 1984 and Orwell in 1984 writes that orthodoxy is unconsciousness, and I want my girls to be conscious. I want them to think for themselves, to challenge everything, to develop ideas, and if they feel that empowered by that, then that usually leads them to be able to do well in the system, the exam system. That's certainly proven to be the case.